Hello and welcome. My name is Olga Chwa. I'm delighted to greet you here and guide you a yoga nidra to welcome this autumn in your body, to find grounding upon the earth, the way the leaves that are falling from the trees are coming towards the earth. So can all of our energies that need to be released, to let go of, and composted into that which is coming next. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to support this channel. The practice of Yoga Nidra is a brainwave yoga, a yoga of modulating your state of awareness into the state between awake and asleep. And it might feel like falling asleep. You might even drift off. Rest assured that you are doing this practice correctly. If your body needs this rest, it will take this rest. And so allow and trust. And the end of the practice, these instructions, this voice will guide you to wake up, to be externalized, so you can go along for this ride in your ease and surrender. Checking for the comfort of the body, taking a moment to scan and to notice if there's any way to get yourself more comfortable. Is there anything that would bring greater ease to this physical form? Are you warm enough? The body might cool in the next 15 minutes of this practice, so you might have a blanket on you or near you. You might also be putting on an extra layer, a sweatshirt or some socks or even a hat. All those little things are not so little when they add up to your comfort. Letting the comfort be your priority, doing what you need to situate and accommodate this body for its ease. And like you did with the breathing practice, you let yourself be a witness, as if watching just from outside, seeing this body resting peacefully. What would it be like to come upon this resting body, so sweetly situated, comfortable, warm, protected, safe? Notice the position of the feet and the legs, the position of the pelvis, the trunk, where the left hand and arm are situated and where the right hand and the right arm. Check with the neck and the jaw and the tongue if there's anything there that could be more comfortable. Through all the muscles of the face and the whole head. Welcoming rest into this body, welcoming a shift in the state of awareness. And there's nothing that has to be done. This happens spontaneously. This is a practice of allowing, of letting go. And there's nothing to be done. Again, no one to please, nowhere to go, but inward, following the breath, following these instructions as best as you can. And the mind might do something of its own, and that's quite all right as well. So check for your comfort, that you're situated well. Check in with the breath. Follow a few breaths, inhales and exhales. And when the body feels settled, when the mind feels like it's arrived home, let yourself come into the space of the heart. Let the mind drop into the chest there. Perhaps you might feel physically the shoulder blades where they're touching the surface beneath you if you're on your back. Or you might feel the space between the shoulder blades, right behind the heart. You might feel your heart beating inside of the chest. And you might even have a hand over the chest. You might feel the heart beating through the front, through the breastbone. And the heartbeat might be subtle. You might not feel the heartbeat, but your awareness might be there in the space of the chest and the heart. You know that is where the heart is. And so that's where we inquire within. checking if there's an intention for this session for your body. We're in the autumn here in the northern hemisphere, and the leaves are dropping from the trees. And in the same way, we are invited to drop that which we no longer need to hold on to, maybe something that is expired in your life, is ready to be let go of, something that has run its season, and it's time to let go of. Allowing yourself to bring something to mind, if that is an invitation that you welcome. And perhaps your practice is to invite all that is emerging, to practice without an intention, to practice without that specific suggestion. So taking this moment to cultivate that bit of personal, inward, interior landscaping. What is it that you're letting go of this season? What is it that the season's past, that you can return to the earth to recycle for some new energy, for some new project, some new dynamic? And that's it. And that's an invitation to connect with that idea and then to let it go, to send it off, to have done that work in the mind and to release, like those leaves that fall from the trees. And let the awareness move to the left hand today, beginning with an awareness of the left hand thumb, the index finger, middle finger, the fourth finger of the left hand, and the little finger there on the left. Take a moment to feel and to notice the palm of the left hand and the back of the hand, the left wrist and forearm, elbow and upper arm, the left shoulder and the armpit. And let the awareness keep moving across the chest, across the collarbones, left collarbone to the right collarbone, to the right shoulder and the right armpit, and down there, the upper arm on the right, into the elbow, to the lower arm of the right side and the wrist. Noticing the back of the right hand, and the palm of the right hand, and the right hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, fourth finger, and little finger. So be aware of this wingspan, from the tips of the fingers on the right to the tips of the fingers on the left. And notice how these wings that are your arms are organized at this moment. Perhaps they're stretched out and open. Perhaps they're folded. Just noticing how close or far from the body these arms are today in this moment. And let's bring the awareness now to the feet. Notice the right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth, moving the awareness from the foot to the ankle, up the lower leg to the right knee and thigh, and the right hip and buttock, across the back of the sacrum there to the left hip and the left buttock, down the left thigh and knee, lower leg and ankle, to the left foot, big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth. Take a moment to be aware of the left leg and its connection to the right leg, and the two legs like grounding rods that hold this body connected upon the earth, especially when we're walking in any upright position. And these legs, and these arms, notice what is in between the pelvis, the belly, the low back, the upper back, the chest, the whole rib cage, front and back, with its shoulder blades and the space between, with the heart and the lungs, the right collarbone, the left collarbone, the hollow between, the neck and the throat, the back of the head, right and left sides with the right ear and the left ear. Let the awareness touch the chin, lower lip, upper lip, right nostril, left nostril, tip of the nose, bridge of the nose, right cheekbone, left cheekbone, right eye, left eye, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, the forehead, and the crown of the head together, head and face, neck and shoulders, right arm and left, chest and back, low back, abdomen, pelvis, and the two legs together, the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Be aware of the whole body. Resting and breathing the whole body. Here in the awareness that is Yoga Nidra. The whole body. The whole body. The whole body. And check that this body is following the instructions, and it might be dozing off to sleep, and it might be awake and alert, listening to these instructions with an awareness of the whole body, resting and breathing this whole body here in the practice. And notice the breath like the seasons of the year. The inhale comes like spring to fill the body with new and fresh, arriving to fill the lungs to like a summer fullness that turns into that letting go, the release that is the autumn. Let the exhale be long and linger. And as the breath empties from the body and hits that emptiness, that moment of breathlessness, the winter of the breath, to become spring again. Every breath like the four seasons, the arrival of inhale like spring, the fullness of the breath like summer, exhale with autumn, to arrive in the stillness of winter, at the bottom of the breath. And this might be the practice for your body. This might be the awareness of the seasons in the breath. And a reminder that all the seasons are important. All the seasons have their gifts. And the autumn, like the exhale, is the cleansing. The autumn, like the exhale, is the surrender, the release. Letting go of the things that are no longer alive, that are no longer growing, that are no longer blossoming. Letting go of that which served and now is ready to be composted, is ready to be recycled. And breathing in the fresh spring, arriving at the fullness of summer and releasing the exhale through slow waves of letting go. Here in this awareness of breath and body and seasons, notice what the body feels. What catches the awareness? What calls the attention? And where does the mind go? What is it that the body turns to awareness? Where does the attention flow? What is the body asking? To be noticed, to be seen. And be aware of this whole body, whatever the signals, the sensations, the intuitive guidance might be. Notice where the awareness goes. And asking yourself, what are my next steps? Perhaps in letting go, perhaps that is the project of the season for you. What are your steps in letting go? And perhaps you are building, perhaps you're in the springtime of a project and there might be some next steps in building and in growing. Feeling into what your experience is calling from you and what your intuitive knowing wants you to know. Which way? What do I need to know? How do I move into the future in the way that's the highest good for me and this body, for the community and the people that are important to me? What are some of these steps that the body knows about? You might stay there in this awareness. This might be what you need and where you're nourished. And you might return to this awareness at any moment. This is your practice. This is your state of awareness. And those next steps might be immediate. You might know of things that you need to do tonight, today still, in the time ahead. You might be bringing those into your awareness if that's true, and you might be done for the day. You might be able to be in that space of soft focus from here on out. If you do need to awaken, you might deepen the breath and start little movements, listening to the sounds and feeling the body and wiggling the toes and the fingers. You might stretch in a way that the body calls to be stretched, whether that's big and open and reaching, or maybe folding up and tightening and closing around the body. So take a moment to transition. If you are waking up, especially letting the movements awaken you, touching thumbs to the fingertips one by one to help wake up the nervous system. Maybe rubbing the hands together. The surface of the areas of the hands have lots of real estate in the brain, so that can help bring the mind more awake. And also holding on to the earlobes and giving the ears a little tug and massage. That helps awaken as well the faculties, the senses. Notice what you need and what's next for you. Perhaps it's to stay in this quiet and calm space. Perhaps you need a drink of water or to take care of the physiology of your body, a little bathroom run. And maybe you've got some tasks and some projects and some obligations ahead of you. Of course, if that's true, that's your priority. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up and for taking this time to move your body and your breath and your mind in these stretches for physical and non-physical aspects of ourselves. I'm here every Monday and I welcome you to join us on the Zoom, as well as on Wednesdays with Astro Yoga, a very similar class, but with specific themes to the seasons and the celestial landscape. We reflect full and new moons, retrogrades and eclipses, and the zodiac seasons. And this class is complete.